Why study physics? Physics is the most fundamental of all the sciences, aiming to describe the behavior of everything in the physical universe. Learning physics will give you a greater understanding of the real world. Studying physics develops your critical thinking and problem-solving skills. Because of its scope, physics can be found at the heart of many different industries, such as engineering, medical physics and digital healthcare, renewable energy, robotics and AI, visual effects and gaming, astronomy and space, climate and meteorology, and many more. Senior cycle physics can be broken into the following headings: light, mechanics, heat, waves, vibrations and sound, electricity, modern physics, and two options, particle physics and applied electricity. There are 25 mandatory experiments that all students carry out in these areas. I will now highlight some of the topics and questions that we look at in the various areas. How are images formed in plane mirrors? How are images formed in spherical mirrors? What is refraction? How do optical fibers transmit data? How does a magnifying glass work? How do glasses correct short-sightedness and long-sightedness? Could you experience weightlessness in a lift? What is terminal velocity for a skydiver? What is the gravitational attraction between the Earth and the Sun? What is a geostationary orbit? What is a lever? How can you calculate your weight on Mars using a simple pendulum? How do these thermometers measure temperature? How does perspiration cool you down? How does your fridge work? How do Polaroid sunglasses reduce glare? Why does an ambulance siren sound different as it passes by? What are mechanical waves? What are electromagnetic waves? Can a singer shatter a glass using only their voice? What happens when a jet aircraft travels faster than the speed of sound? How does a tin whistle produce sound? What are the advantages and disadvantages of static electricity? How does current flow in different circuits? Why do we use high voltages in the electrical transmission system? What are transformers and how do they work? What are semiconductors and how do they work? How are X-rays produced? What is the difference between alpha, beta, and gamma radiation? What is nuclear fission and how does a thermonuclear reactor work? What is nuclear fusion and what are the difficulties of achieving this? What is the equivalence of mass and energy? What is antimatter? What are quarks and leptons? How does a simple DC motor work? How does a moving coil loudspeaker work? How does a simple AC generator work? Should you consider studying physics? Well, it depends. Are you naturally curious? Do you believe in science and the scientific method? Do you question why things are the way they are or how things work? If this sounds like you, then maybe physics is a good choice for you. If you have any questions, please don't be afraid to ask. My email address is mkennedy@kalashnikeiron.com.